This right here may very well be the least expensive wireless video solution on the internet. But is it any good? Let's talk about it. Now first, before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I do need to let you know that this gear was sent to me for review. No money changed hands, I am not being paid, my thoughts are my own, and Shimbol does not get to review this video before it goes live. So, with that out of the way, let's begin. So this right here is the Shimbol M5 video monitor, and I have it here paired with the newly released TP Mini wireless video transmitter. Now, put together, this entire monitor and video transmitter setup comes up at a little over $200, which for wireless video transmission is honestly kind of crazy. But, as the old adage goes, you get what you pay for. Let's see exactly what you're getting for that price tag, and we'll start off with the monitor. It's built solid with, I believe, aircraft grade aluminum. It's got a passive cooling system, which means you don't have loud fans going on. And because of that, it uses a surprisingly small amount of power. I have it powered here with the Sony MPF batteries, and I've had this one battery in it since I got it several days ago, and I've been testing it out. And I'm at maybe 80% remaining. It really does not drain a lot of battery, which is quite impressive. You have 1200 nits max brightness, which is great, and I have not had any problems viewing this thing in direct sunlight. You also have all of the features that you would expect to see on a proper video monitor. You have focus peaking, you have false color, you have 3D LUT support, and boy, do you have 3D LUT support. This thing allows you to put an SD card in the monitor and load LUTs onto that SD card, and you can have up to 99 LUTs loaded on top of 8 LUTs that are already included in the monitor. It also has full HDR and PQ support, which is not something that I personally would ever use, but if it's something that you need, it is nice to have it in a monitor coming in at around $170 price point. Another fun feature is you can also zoom in to double check your focus, and instead of having to go into the menu or use buttons on the monitor itself to actually do it, all you gotta do is pinch and zoom. All of that sounds great, but I do have one small nitpick with this that I have noticed over the last few days of using it. The UI. A lot of the UI, to go into the menus, to toggle on and off the options, you have to go into the menu and use this annoyingly small UI. I keep fat fingering the wrong buttons and not hitting what I want to be hitting, which is really annoying. My only real complaints here are an annoyingly small UI and the fact that in 4K it does not support frame rates higher than 30 frames per second. You can do a maximum of 25 frames per second in DCI 4K and 30 frames per second in UHD 4K. So that's half of this wireless video solution. Let's talk about the TP Mini. Now this is a lovely wireless transmission setup that comes in at a little under $100. I believe it's around $90, which for wireless video transmission these days, that's an insane price. That's great. But what do you get for that $100? Well, you get 1080p up to 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, you do not get 4K. However, if you are transmitting video to an external monitor just so that you can have somebody looking at it, or you can double check it yourself, honestly, I don't really see why you would need full 4K transmission. But if you were relying on this to stream video to like a receiver or a switcher for an event or something like that, and you needed things in 4K, don't get this, because you need something that can actually transmit a proper 4K video signal, and this only goes up to 1080p 60. But that 1080p 60 is quite nice. You have 600 feet transmission range, which it even goes through walls. And here, I'll show you. I'd just like you to know that I am currently standing in my bedroom closet with approximately 5 plaster walls in between me and the camera, and this is still running just fine, and I have no dropped frames. It's wild. So you have 600 feet transmission range, which is great. It even goes through walls, and I have yet to get this thing to actually drop any frames when it comes to transmitting video. Battery also lasts forever. I have it powered with another one of those Sony MPF batteries, and the battery life has been honestly great. I haven't even had to charge these batteries yet, and it's been lovely. It can also be powered via USB-C 5 volt, which is fantastic, which means I can power it off of a V-mount battery. If you are only needing to monitor video, or you don't have a fully fledged 4K workflow yet, this is great. If you need to transmit 4K, this is not where you want to go, because it will only support 1080p up to 60 frames per second. But that 1080p is really, really darn good. Now what about latency? Latency, for what you're paying, is pretty good. It's got 70 milliseconds latency, which is not bad, especially considering the price point. I personally have found it just a little bit annoying. It would be nice if that was lower, but I don't have the money for a Teradek, so there's that. But also the color. It's black, it's red, it's got this big gold dragon on it, which looks rad, but I would much rather it be all black. It would look considerably more professional when you are on set, instead of having this big red thing hanging off of the end of your top handle that's got a big red dragon on it. Like, come on, Shimbol. I don't know if you guys are planning on releasing an all black one, but you really should. For the price, this is a great setup for wireless video transmission. It just looks a little dumb. For the price that you're paying, I'd say this is pretty solid, and I like it a lot. I will be using it a little more long-term, and I hope to make an updated review after several months of using this for YouTube videos, for projects. Based on current first impressions, this is actually surprisingly very good. We'll see how it stands up in the long run. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, by all means leave them down below in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. I will be leaving links down below in the description to these if you want to check them out for yourself. I can recommend them. If you are a videographer or a DP on a budget and you need some kind of wireless video solution, or you're looking for a decent on-camera monitor that gives you the tools that you need, but you don't have a huge amount of money to spend, this is pretty good, and I would recommend it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Thanks, folks. Bye.